Welcome everyone. I'm back. Today I'll be having a conversation with an artist, and his name is Ben Hogan. And hopefully he'll be coming on shortly. I met him at Divine Pine Gathering. So I'll just wait for him to come on and we'll go from there. Oh, before he comes on, I just wanted to say I got a little change of scenery here just to spare everyone cat booties everywhere. Okay. Should be a couple more minutes and Ben will be on. Okay, looks like Ben is here. Hello, hello. Hi. Ben, are you there? Oh, there you are. Can you hear me fine? Because I don't think I can hear you. And I've started recording, so.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. And you?
You there?
Yeah.
Not bad. I'm gonna shut our chickens in real quick. They just went in for the night.
Okay.
This is okay. There we go. Okay.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Yeah. How's it going?
It's going okay. How about you guys? All good with the family and you?
Yeah, not bad. We're still settling into our new house.
Nice.
So talk about creative expression. There's a lot of that in there.
Oh, nice. Oh, well, I'd love to come out and check it out sometime.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah, we have the sauna in full blast. We've had Carrie and all the gang out, and they've really liked it. So yeah, it's really worked out.
Oh, I'd love to come out. Okay, well, let's get to our conversation.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So if you can tell me or tell everyone who's going to watch this video a little bit about your art form and a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name's Ben Hogan. I live near Muskegon, Michigan. That's where I work. I work for Mary Freebed Prosthetics and Orthotics. So that's one element of my creative expression is for what I do, making prosthetic devices for folks. Over the years, I've transitioned into and out of many forms of expression. I'd say I found music when I was about in my early 20s, like 22, 23, and I was in a rock band for a couple of years in Lansing. So did that for a couple of years, and I got into music, and I was a singer in that band. And I started to play drums, which I'd consider my instrument at this point, drums. And then I moved out to LA where my sister lives, and I got into painting. And I've been doing painting forever at this point since then. Since my mid-20s. And what else? Woodworking has been something that I've taken on as of late. Being a homeowner certainly helps with that. But they all have similar elements to them.
Wow. Okay, I have like so many questions swirling.
Yeah.
So one thing is that I didn't know that you're a painter, and that was something new that I learned about you. I would have never.
Yeah, I never like advertised it. I'm not. I don't know why I don't like post it or whatever. To me, it's painting is probably, I don't know where I'd stack it up, like painting versus drumming, but the two of them are real close in regards to like where I find my wings.
Mhm.
and it's almost more about the act than it is about the product. So
So, what if I asked you to compare your creative process with all these different things that you mentioned, the prosthetics, the painting, um,
sure.
the woodworking, and the
Yeah.
drum? So, like, what what do you feel overlaps? Like, what's similar and what's different?
Um, I would put like drumming and music on one side, and I would put what I do for a living and woodworking on the other. Um, I would say painting and music is more of a right-brained activity.
Mhm.
More my creative process with both of those is to leave them untamed and to not ever try to plan too much or to um try to conjure too much, more or less let it come to me. Um, which is probably why those two activities give me wings, is because I'm allowing I'm allowing the I'm channeling, I'd say, in those two more so than the others. And on the other, what I do for a living in prosthetics and in woodworking, it's more of a left brained activity where you have like a focused goal and you have to kind of, you have to make things very precise. And in that way, I'm not so much channeling as I am, um how else would you say that? I'm at that point I'm more focusing my efforts, and it's more like laser vision. So it's like laser vision versus, I don't know, like strobe light. I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting that you separate them from, like for me, I feel like they work hand in hand. The right and the left brain. But like I don't want to complicate things. But I see what you're saying, like where that's coming from. Um,
Yeah.
uh, so, how did you choose the things that you do? Like, how did you choose these things? Did they call to you? Did you just happen upon them by accident? Mm,
um no, they all came to me.
okay.
um my my dad built a cabin up in the Upper Peninsula when I was like 5,
Mhm.
and I watched him build that. um I mean, the woodworking, I know that's where it comes from, and my like just innate confidence to, and I mean, YouTube doesn't hurt either, but like I think it started there because I think you need to watch somebody do it first and to understand this. He always used to say that with woodworking, that it's just a series of secrets, and you just have to know about these little tricks, like these little shortcuts that make it possible.
Mhm.
So I mean, I guess I have more of like a legacy there with
Got it.
prosthetics. I was a bicycle mechanic, and it was kind of a natural segue from that to, I had a degree in biology, and I combined those two skills to make that career choice. But I didn't think about it until I saw a guy with a prosthesis one day that walked into my bike shop and started showing me his prosthetic leg.
Mhm.
So that was almost like whatever higher power there is kicking me in the butt, saying, "Hey, you should check this out." So um, with painting, it was a neighbor who offered me their paint set and a canvas. Um, that was, how like you try certain things and some of them click and some of them don't. These are just the things that clicked too. I mean, I came across so many things that I was just willing to try. Music, music has always been, since I was very young, it's always been like a it's been a source of inspiration and a source of truth. There's not, I don't think there's a more fluent form of truth than music. And I knew that from a very young age. So I always knew that I wanted to dive into it. I just didn't have the opportunity until my early 20s, or the bravery for that matter. So in all those cases, I think they all came to me in one way or another. And I mean, like I said, I've tried all sorts of things. I mean, I think everybody does. Maybe I've had more of a open approach, and these are just a few things that have clicked.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be really cool. I mentioned to my wife, Paige, for Divine Pine, for those of the folks who know about it.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been cool. I had the idea of having like a find your talent area where you have like easel set up, or like instruments, or I don't know. I think it'd be cool to have more discovery available to people, so that maybe they would find, I mean, it's kind of like throwing pasta at the wall, and these are just the things that stuck with me and that took off immediately. Paige is having that right now with the piano, and it's really cool.
Nice.
Because she just like, she hasn't played it in years, and now we got a piano and she's just like flying with it, and it's really cool to witness.
That's a great idea for Divine Pine. Hopefully when it's back, they can explore something like that. I wanted to ask about the prosthetics. What kind of material do you use for that?
So, and I guess
I'm just
before
curious.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everybody has questions about it, just because like you wouldn't know about it unless you know somebody with a prosthetic leg. But it's mostly carbon fiber is what the custom portion is made of, because carbon fiber can be vacuum formed around a model of somebody's leg, and that's how it gets done. So by the time it sets up, it's very durable and very lightweight. Carbon fiber is awesome for all those applications that require those two things.
So do you take away from it, or do you add to it? Like, do you sculpt it, as in like you chip away at it? Do you add?
Well, the history of prosthetics, they used to chip away at hunks of wood. That's the history of it.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's the very crude start of thing. So nowadays I take some leg with plaster bandage. Okay, so you get the bandage wet and you wrap it around their leg, and it forms a negative impression, if that makes sense. And then you backfill that negative impression with plaster, and then you have your positive impression.
Okay.
Then you sculpt that positive impression, you scrape away at it with a rasp to kind of shape it a little bit, and then the carbon gets vacuum formed around that model, if that makes sense. So like it's a process of making a positive model and then vacuum forming around it. So and just to clarify, when I say I make them, I'm a clinician, so I'm more responsible for rendering the cast and for modifying the cast, and then I send it to a lab. The lab does all the lamination work. I modified the socket, it's called, the custom part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it because I get to watch people flourish. I get to be primarily responsible for somebody's improvement in their lives. And throughout my search before I found prosthetics, I was looking for something that I could do that, and it's so rare to find a form of art that can be directly applied to somebody's life.
Exactly. Talk about functional art, right? Like, wow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
action. I love it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I never thought of it as like art, but this is amazing. Good for you. That's like,
No,
like the best of all worlds, right?
it is. I really, really, really am in awe that I found it and that I am where I am. I feel like I deserved it though, because I really removed myself. I moved from Michigan to Los Angeles, and that's where I found it. And then I was only in LA for like 8 months, and then I moved back to go to grad school for this. So because there's only like 15 schools in the whole nation that teach this.
Yeah.
Or at the time there was. So I found what I needed out west, and then I came back. And actually, I was in Ann Arbor because the school's at Eastern Michigan University.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. So
let's go back to the painting.
Yeah.
I saw a few that you shared with me, but do you have some around right now that you can share with people, or
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, here, hold on.
It'd be nice to just see a few. And I also want to know if you're planning on expanding your painting skills and like actually doing that more than you have in the past.
I mean, I don't really I kind of want to keep it as my like sacred thing that I do for just, I don't know. I've wondered, like, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that I foresee it being like a revenue stream or anything like that. Just for the sake that I enjoy my ability to lean into it, and I would never want to lose that ability to lean into it for my own expression.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
Let's see here.
But I mean, like, would you want to like focus on it a little bit more than you have in the past? Is what I meant. Like just give it the more attention. And I don't know, balances between what your work and. Oh, you're breaking up a little bit. Can you hear?
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're frozen. So if
yeah, I mean,
it might not show.
Okay. I better. Sorry, I live in the country, so is that better?
Yeah, now your picture is moving, so that's good. Like we will be able to see some images.
Here, let's see. I'm trying to think of a way. Can we do screen capture on this?
Not sure how that would work.
Let's see.
Can you flip it around or something?
Yeah, let's try to do this again. Thanks for all the viewers for being patient.
Yeah, no problem.
Here, let's see. But yeah, to answer your question, I always want to do more of it. In fact, it's kind of one of those, you never want to force it. I've found that if you have an art form that's true to your heart, forcing it is always a bad idea. Yeah. But I must say that every time I do it, I don't know that I've ever had a bad experience painting. So I do think occasionally you need to force yourself to do it, or to like you were saying, to focus on it more. I don't know. I feel like at this stage, and I'd be willing to get other folks' opinions on the matter. I don't know that I'd ever like change my approach. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm listening.
We're gonna try this again. I'm gonna switch my camera around and we're gonna look at some. Okay.
If you can put them and put them in front of the video camera, that works too. Just a couple.
Yeah, there you go.
I can just add.
So this is.
Oh, there we go. It's a a dog driving. Nice.
It's a dog driving. It's my brother's dog, Bentley.
I love it. That's so. That's like pretty humorous. That's nice.
I know it's an actual picture. I've done a lot of just like painting pictures. Is actually pretty fun. And then this is another
sweet
dog that I've lived with in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Mowgli.
What's your medium? What do you use for paint?
I use acrylic paint. I don't really have like a brand or anything that I particularly use, but acrylic paint. I'm trying to get access here to. Okay.
I saw that one with the
So,
yeah,
oh yeah,
these two.
I'll look at that one in a sec. This is, so I got into like sacred geometry
Yeah.
stuff. That's what that is. That's really fun to paint. I just think it's so cool to paint sacred geometry because you actually feel like you want to paint it as you're painting it.
Yeah, definitely.
This one is a space teepee.
Oh, sweet. I like that. Is that on the moon?
Yes, because teepees are on the moon. This
How
is
it got there.
what's that?
I wonder how it got there.
Oh, well, teepees move around. Who knows?
Yeah,
This is
very cool.
This is my dad's cabin that I mentioned earlier. It's a painting of it. So once again, it's a painting of a photograph. That's more of an abstract, who knows what.
Yeah.
Um,
You definitely
but-
have the talent for it. So
What's that?
I said you definitely have the talent for it.
Thank you.
You would say you're self-taught?
Yeah, I've never had any lessons. I
Nice.
have a lot to learn though. I know that. This is another TP one. This is actually, so this is what's called a golden triangle, which is a golden ratio triangle. So I have a few that inspired. I read a book on the golden ratio that inspired a lot of these. These are some more abstract ones. I don't quite know what I think, or I don't quite know what to say about this one. It does have a partner. And this one.
Ask to me.
Yeah, I know. Something that I really admire about abstract paintings is that you figure out what it is after you paint it.
Yeah.
So it's almost a way to like get to know your subconscious. This is another.
Yeah.
Everybody has to paint this spiral.
I know, right? You've got some amazing stuff. You
Thanks.
exhibit worthy stuff. Probably something to explore. I wouldn't hide them.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think I've been waiting for the right time in my life to do something like that. And I think maybe I have enough to finally do it. This is one that Paige and I did. This one has a lot going on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I think you're gonna have to like take a screenshot of that and like look at it for a while. But this is another one that like we didn't know what we were painting. We painted it. I think we painted it like sideways, and then we turned it around to this dimension, and we happened to see like a bird-like guy on the left. So that's how we kept it.
That's like some energy going on there.
I know.
That's a powerful one. I like it. Some depth going on too. Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing those pieces.
I think I have two more.
So, go ahead.
This is, I'd like to call that one the Elements of Life.
Nice.
That one has a few things going on too. And then I have this one. This is I should have gotten into calligraphy a long time before this, but
what does this say? Do you know? Or you just, randomly?
It's, according to Google, it's the Japanese sign for peace.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So as long as Google's telling the truth.
Well, sometimes it does. Let's give it that.
Yeah.
I
know.
You you just broke up, Ben. You gotta find yourself a good place to connect.
One more.
Okay. I want to know as you walk.
What's that?
Tell me if you have any long-term goals for your painting.
Okay. So far it's been. So far I don't have any like. No,
Okay.
I don't.
I want to encourage you to actually think about that. You know, just
Thank you.
think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. It being such a like off the cuff thing for me, I've never had, I've never had serious artists look at any of my things, I don't think. So I've never known what to do with it. Assuming that like that's the impetus for knowing is to have some, some folks who appreciate it take a look, and it's just been an expression to me. But yeah, I would say, to answer your question, I want to start painting things like power visions. What I mean by that is, I don't know how other people's brains work, but the way mine does, in part, is I constantly have to like reinvent my safe mental, like a state of mind that keeps me safe. And it takes many forms, and I'd like to start painting these forms that keep my mind safe. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. So why don't you get started then?
Well, as fate would have it, I have. And yeah, I'll show you this one. So this is one such example of, so I had this vision of,
Very cool.
I
like the minimalism of it too. This is really nice. This is good.
Thank
art.
you.
You've got something going on there, so I would pursue it if I were you.
Yeah, thank you. It means a lot to put form to your thought.
Yeah.
I think in the past, those things that I showed you have been like, a lot of them have been pictures, which I enjoy, but there is something about abstract art that is freeing, and I'd like to tie it in with my spiritual connection.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to do now, like trying to be more intentional with what I'm painting and why I'm painting it.
That's great. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, but in regards to, I guess the first way I answered that when I said no, I don't have any like career goals or not at this point. I mean, I don't know how I guess I have a question for you. I mean, how do most artists start? Like where do you start with your, like the turning point in your career where now you're starting to like market your material? Or
I think it's just a calling, and it's not so much a marketing. It's that you can only keep so much of what you produce.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like, I don't have space.
I mean, he saw me at Divine Pine Gathering. I was like, here you go.
Yeah.
This is yours. This is yours. Like, I just can't keep them anymore. It's time for them to just go.
Yeah, which we definitely have your painting in our bedroom, and it's beautiful and we love it. So thank you again so much for that.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that it's with you, actually. Like, I could have not picked a better couple to give it to. So I'm so
thank you.
But yeah, I mean, it's not something that you plan. It's either you're called to it or you're not. And hey, if you wanted to just produce the work for you and never, let it see the light of day, that's fine. But it would be a shame because I like, especially with your work, I kind of see that you have potential. So, and like
Thank you.
you might be wanting to pursue something else, like, you're building saunas now, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that
That's
might be, where your heart is at the moment. And maybe
I
eventually, you never know. But I would say whether you want to market it or not, don't stop pursuing it.
yeah,
Keep doing it is what I mean. And keep
sure.
exploring it
Yeah. Yeah.
and give it more time than what
Yeah.
you're giving it right now, basically.
Sure. No, I appreciate it. I do not plan on ever stopping painting. In fact, when I do stop painting, I start to feel stagnant and like, well, painting, music, yeah, and woodworking. I need to do one of those three things to like, it's almost like putting fuel in the tank. And if I don't have any fuel, like I acknowledge that and I feel it.
Yeah.
Um,
We all
yeah, and I think everybody has that. They must.
we all
I
have something like that, definitely.
totally. And I mean, I think that if once again, if everybody found their thing, the world, not only would it be a different place, but it'd be a different, people would communicate differently. I mean, you'd have, peace wouldn't even need to be a concept. Like I feel like you achieve peace by doing these things.
Absolutely.
Should we talk about like, I should talk about the sauna stuff a little
Yeah,
bit
please
because
go ahead. Please share with me because I'd love to know. I actually wish I could have one built. Maybe
yeah.
someday you can come with me to Italy and build one for me over there because they wanted to charge me like $20,000 or something to build one
Really?
in my space in Italy. And I was like, oh, wait a minute there.
Seriously, holy cow. Well, I mean,
You know?
I don't, it's in a castle, right?
Well, it's part of a castle. So it's like a
Okay.
space in a castle. I don't have the whole castle. I wish I did, maybe eventually, but with this pandemic,
Okay.
I don't even know what
Okay.
that's
Okay.
like. That's like a whole nother topic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, shoot. Yeah. With everything else pretty much. Well, yeah, sauna stuff. I mean, just in closing, I'd love to come to Italy and build a sauna for you. I think that'd be,
That would be so lovely. But so now you're building some for people. Do you have like people that you're building some saunas for here in Michigan?
well, so far, so I just built mine in, I think it was like June or July when I finished mine. So I haven't actually built any for anybody else. I've consulted with some friends about it. There seems to be a lot of interest, but so far nobody has officially pulled the trigger. I
Yeah.
mean, another note too is that I I bow my head to people who do it for a living, and I'm not at their level.
Mhm.
I'm more, I've thought about how I would even go about it.
Oh,
Like I don't think I would even like, I need a lot of training. I'm very much like a,
really?
I'm a very much like a Padawan. I mean, I built mine and I learned a lot from building it, and I could build one for another person in their home,
Yeah.
but I couldn't like justifiably charge them what the Jedi are charging, so to speak, or I couldn't like tell them that I was going to do the electrical work 100%. There are some aspects of it that I'm not so comfortable with yet, but the art of it is awesome,
Yeah.
and the product is awesome, and the to me, like my whole experience with the whole sauna phenomenon in my life, it really has been, it's been so cool to have one in my house, and like it's almost like building a sacred space. um Woodworking is woodworking to me, like I said, my dad did it. So I feel he's no longer alive, but I feel like he would, like he's working through me, or like it's my connection with him in a way.
Nice.
And yeah, what a potent form of it to do something like that, to build something that you can utilize for your health.
Absolutely. It sounds, from what you're saying, it sounds like you kind of found a passion there with that, with building it. Tell me about like how you feel that it's creative. I'm very interested in the creative aspect of building a sauna, because for me it feels very technical.
It is, and like I said, it is more of like a left brain activity, I would call it. I think I have my brain sides correct. When I say that,
Yeah.
I mean more like is that correct? Like the analytical side, the mathematical side. It's very mathematical. I mean, you have measurements. You have, I mean, with not just saunas, but with just the art of woodwork, you have estimations, and you have obviously, even like using a tape measure takes interpretation, and then you have to apply that interpretation to, how many boards do I get, and how many square feet of this do I get, and how do I lay tile, and how do I do all these things. The creative element in it isn't until you're actually like, until the very moment that you're doing it, it doesn't show up. Like, but it's very much there. There's a lot of like last minute kind of like character that goes into it, and I'd say that's the creative element in it. It's not so much the like, I mean, it's cool to like look at an empty space and envision it, for one. Like, I see a sauna here, I envision this here, I envision that it's going to be oriented this way. It's more of like a visionary work than it is anything else. And but oh my gosh, it's physical. I mean,
Sure.
um
For sure. It is.
yeah.
So do you have a team that you work with, or you just do it alone? Like, if, let's say someone wants to call you now to build a sauna for them, will you show up alone?
Yeah.
Or do you have people that come and help you?
No, the person who wanted it built would help me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is why I couldn't charge them a lot, because I'd need to.
And if people wanted you to come out from Michigan, like to go to other states, are you willing to go as well? Listening, if somebody's interested in hiring you right now.
Oh geez, no, I think I would, at that point, I would like consult with them. Actually, I should say too, I consulted with a guy out of New York State who builds saunas for a living, and he taught me everything that I needed to know in a very concise format. Now, given I had to know
broke up a little
questions to ask him, I believe if Zach,
you got cut a little bit. Yeah, it just broke up a little bit, so we didn't catch like a few words, but that's fine.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, living in the country. No, that this guy in New York State, he basically like walked me through it and told me all the pertinent information, and I'm pretty sure that I could convey that to somebody else if they so chose, if they had a slight working knowledge of like the concepts of building, and if they had the curiosity. And of course, like I said, I mean, YouTube is such a huge resource nowadays for so many things like that. So I would empower anybody who's curious to, I mean, they can message me if they know me, or if they don't, I'd be happy to shed what I know. But it's very approachable if you just know there are a few things unique to building a sauna in particular that you would need to know. But it's very feasible. It's like I said, to me, it's kind of like building a sacred space, and I love the fact that I have ownership over that.
Yeah. So
And
how can people get in touch with you if they wanted to find out more and
I'm on absolutely, yeah, no, absolutely. I'm on Facebook. Ben Hogan is my name. I did an interview with Brett Kane on the topic, and I had a few people reach out, and I mean, like I said, I think it's so good for your health.
Yeah.
And it's played such a large role in it's like using a sauna has 180'd my whole like winter experience in Michigan. So I would be more than happy to express that to other people as to how it can make their lives better too.
Yeah, lovely. So I have a question again before we wrap up.
Yeah.
What if someone wants to buy one of your artworks that you just showed us? Would you say no, or would you say yes?
Oh man, good question. I think I would have to keep my mind open. I mean, I've kept my mind open with the whole process. My life up until this point has been just experiencing it flowing through me and onto canvas. I don't think that it's right to have ownership over it. I mean, I've had friends give me paintings, yourself included, and that's special. So if someone had an interest, I would suggest that they message me about it. Yeah.
Sounds good. For some reason, as you were talking just now, I had this vision of like you building a sauna and then finding a way to actually like paint a mural inside the sauna. It's gonna be like waterproof and not fade away with all the heat and the steam and whatnot. So
Oh man, that'd be like a Roman bathhouse.
that would be so amazing. I just had that vision. So
Maybe that was me in a previous life.
or it could be in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that'd be combining art, wouldn't it?
That would be so awesome. It was lovely to talk to you, Ben. I don't know if you have any other things that you'd like to share or final words.
I would just encourage everybody to be open to all the forms of expression that show themselves as they go along with their journeys, and always try it. Always try it.
Beautiful.
You never know.
Lovely. Yeah. Thank you so much. Say hello to Paige, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.
All right, Susie, thanks so much for the interview. And yeah, I will hopefully see you soon, and love to have you over for sauna.
That would be lovely. Count me in. I'm on my way.
All right, come on down.
All right, take care.
All right, see you, Susie.
Bye.
All right, bye.